Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Rebel Moon Part 1, A Child of Fire. And this is the latest sci-fi epic from director Zack Snyder, who also wrote the screenplay for this film, as it focuses on a peaceful settlement at the edge of a distant moon, finds itself threatened by armies of tyrannical ruling force, and a mysterious stranger, Cora, played by Sofia Boutella, goes on a journey to recruit a group to come in and protect them from this authoritarian group who wants to bleed them of their resources. Sound familiar? It should, because it is Seven Samurai. It's a Magnificent Seven. It's A Bug's Life. This pulls an Avatar and takes it off to a whole new world, but really just recycles very familiar stories that have been redone over and over and over again. Similar to Avatar just being, Dances with Wolves. So it's not particularly original in that way. So Snyder attempts to do some real big world building, and it's cool. It's interesting. It looks cool. That's one thing that you have to say about any Zack Snyder film. He shot this as well. This is the cinematographer. It looks great. It has a particular aesthetic. It looks really interesting. You also have Tom Holkenborg, aka Junkie XL, doing the score, which felt a little bit different than a lot of his scores, and I think that was a good thing, and I liked it, and it worked well with the film. So some of those technical aspects work. Character designs, pretty cool. The issue is, there's so much exposition in this 2-hour and 13-minute film that it just feels like it's beating you over the head with it. You get tired of just being talked to and having just information after information dumped on you instead of you experiencing a story. There are moments when it does kick up with the action and it could get exciting, but then he overly utilizes so much slow motion that it's just overbearing. And honestly, this movie probably could have been an hour and 45 minutes without the slow motion. You have this story that's very basic. The characters don't have a ton of depth at all, and they're really trying to drop a whole bunch of characters on you over the course of this film, and I don't know how great of a job they do on introducing them and really giving them some depth and interesting elements to them. Sofia Boutella, I don't know if she's the strongest leading actress that you could have anchoring this film. She's great with the physicality and stuff like that. It just doesn't really work from the emotional level. I didn't really connect with Cora. Then there's definitely a choppiness to scene to scene. A big emotional moment happens with this village, and then it cuts to 2 scenes in a row introducing this robot voiced by Anthony Hopkins. And you're just okay. What about what's been going on here? There should be some fallout with that, and then you have to wait 3 scenes, and then you finally get back to it. There's just an unevenness to how it's told. It's sluggish. The pacing is terrible for this film, because they stretch the first act of a story out to 2 hours and 15 minutes. This is literally the first act of Seven Samurai. It does not feel like full film, does not feel like a full story. There does not feel like there's any kind of satisfaction by the end of this film, and then you have to wait months to see the second one, to see the other 2 acts of this story that you already know. It's really frustrating, and a lot of the supporting cast, from Daichin Hansu to Ed Skrein to Abai Duna, Ray Fisher, Charlie Hunnam, they all just feel kind of wasted. They don't get a whole lot of depth. They don't get a whole lot of character work to deal with, and they're not really giving the best performances that you've seen out of these actors. It's just, honestly, a big frustrating experience, despite the fact that it looks cool, it's thrilling at times. It just feels like a big slog fest for the first act of a movie, for you to then wait 5 months to get the other 2 acts and actually finish the story. But those are my thoughts on Rebel Moon Part 1, A Child of Fire. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.